the Cherub Boy of Baltimore. Hey, Icelander, quondam John, half listen, else we'll all be gone. Half hear the words I have to say, or 4 for 1 will have to pay. Think on my reason to be heeded, or by the Portuguese replaced, and as we will be superseded, all 4 of us will be erased. Let them know he is too slow, show them how unsteady. Let them know he cannot row, he is half dead already. Give up your pet and mayhap set to last another year perchance to get your government in gear, another year to raise the debt to get you freed from here. Quit pining on your golden pet who's died a death from sorrow, as you will die and in despair, and possibly tomorrow. He's died a death but still draws breath, as you will die in despair. So save yourself and snitch the elf, and save me and Pierre. Not no betrayal of the boy, I'll break the boy's betrayer. You both I'll bloodily destroy, you and your buggered neighbour. By Odin and by Olaf's breath, I've in me ample brawn, to snatch away your stooly breath, or split a dist Koran. I'll tell Ali and 3 of we be skinned alive together, as blasphemers tossed to the sea to see you in the nether. I'll find you in the nether sphere, and break you both once more, if try to take what I hold dear, the boy from Baltimore. If I'd sleep and he should go, I want you knowing this. Yours truly, you, and then your bow, I'll cede to the abyss. And now nearly 7 nights without a snatch of sleep, wired due to parasites, Pierre and especially Philippe, aware that they will rat the boy if I drift into sleep. Once dull as Olaf's oxen who ploughed our Stadder farm, I coursed with ventral toxin should the cherub come to harm. I had been dull and jaded, now I seethed on full alert, in fighting format if they did the cherub further hurt. All my senses now enhanced, and by this summer scorcher, with the August sun the stench magnified the torture. How can the cherub still survive when I'm debilitated? I who had the strength of 5 until incarcerated. I who with my brother both were Titans in Iceland. Not now I am another with scarcely strength to stand. I should have took my brother's stance to perish tight together, than persevering in this trance at the terminal of my tether. I've lost all of my vigour, but forthright I've a goal. I'll on with added vigour to save that sacred soul. I'll go on as I've a purpose, on row as I've an aim, but my heart burns as a furnace with the burden of the shame. I'll go with extra firmness, for the cherub I'm to blame. So on I rode. Avast! Reconnoitred up my mast, a galleon of cousins, in robes of red, and on each head red caps I spy in dozens. Ed Hadjali. Awake, ye snakes, to undertake refreshing rising rhythms. Stretch lazy limbs to meet our kin, and to restock provisions. Greet our peer Mohammedans to share a twin report, and scrutiny their stratagems before we row to port. Flee, flee, 'tis a papish man o' war I see, a treacherous adversary. I have, my captain, been deceived. The enemy, 'tis not a flag of friendly crescent, but a foe, a Spanish peasant pennant. As one hit 18 cannon blasts like Hecla in eruption, demolishing 2/3 the mast when sentinels destruction. Every slave was turned to stone, crippled by percussion, when the Polas boards got blown, peppering a dozen. Each of us sat paralysed, shell-shocked but in elation, the sentinel revitalised by 12 lights of liberation. In blasted, splintered salvage holes, sun shone and crooned the wind, and finally the golden soul's face burst into grin. And flared he into laughter, with bliss in half his face, as the Spanish kept on after us, advancing at full pace. They bore down brisk as Thor's own fist, the wind was at their aft, and as if the weather Njord had whisked to bless this pagan craft. With that a metamorphism that changed the damaged boy, 'twas as an exorcism with sunlit smiles of joy. Though casting inner demons with a galleon's approach, and with it chancing freedoms and the chance again to hope. As Spain sailed up adjacent, as saviours side by steered, we attacked by 8 assailants who beat us as they neared, battered African assailants as we blatant sat and cheered. As skirmishes raged on aloft, beheadings down below, 1 in 20 heads got oft to impel the rest to row. Struck 5 slaves' head upon 5 spears to show us our repulsion, for also 5 to silence cheers and further false propulsion. And further with a Hajj Ali mad yelling, I'll send 10 more to hell. 1 in 10 I'll behead then if Kafir's nay propel. So on we rode in misery, and leaden was our load. We rode away from liberty in hopeless, soulless mode. The wind dropped out the Spanish sails to leave their ship to wallow. No breeze blew out those Spanish sails that hung now lax and hollow. And we rode on in anguished wails, for floundered, could not follow. We rode afar from rescuers that could not rescue us. We rode from our deliverers in utter wretchedness, now permanently prisoners to Islam's evilness. And every man acknowledged, so did everybody grieve, that our lot was as a hostage, and no one could ever leave. But the boy cried inconsolably, no more being more bereaved. Morbid mode continuously, as hoed we and we heaved. Spain shot some closing salvos, and by their last barrage, the Cherub risked the gallows to try a sabotage. He howled us forth as we strained back, and back as we strained forth, but efforts of a maniac proved futile when was dwarfed. He had no might, he was so slight, though crazy galvanized. Madly incensed he pushed against, as I pulled agonized. He pulled to aft as we to fore, and roared personifying for that brittle boy from Baltimore. I tried to stop the tyrant more by shielding us beneath the oar. I tried, but I could do no more, as pain-filled blackness all I saw. I did not notice the swinging club, so noticed not the dying cub. When I awoke he wasn't there, and in his place a Russian bear, with lice-infested black back hair, instead of he so scant and fair. When I awoke he simply gone, dank emptiness where he had shone. And as for I rode on.